At this point, Oswald could take his rifle and drop it out the window, confident that he will hit somebody in that limousine. But does he? Does he fire? Oh, no. Being somewhat of a sport, Oswald waits until the car speeds into the distance.
20% of the evidence of the files about the assassination of John Kennedy today are locked away in the vaults of the FBI, the CIA, or in the National Archives.
Almost 13 years after his death, President Kennedy is on the front cover of a major American magazine, evidence of a sudden upsurge of interest in the facts surrounding his assassination. A steady stream of articles and reports deal with the subject. At least 2 major television reports are in the making. And this man, Mark Lane, the lawyer who for 12 years now has been asking for a fresh inquiry, suddenly finds himself in demand for his $2,000-a-time lecture. He's always claimed that 5 bullets were fired, at least 2 of which came from the front, which means at least 2 gunmen and therefore a conspiracy. The Warren Commission said 1 assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, fired 3 times, 1 miss, 1 which blew off the top of the president's head, and 1 which not only gave the president 2 wounds, but hit Governor John Connally as well. Lane calls the Warren Commission version of that shot their magic bullet theory.
Magic bullet theory. This is the way it works. Here's Lee Harvey Oswald up on the 6th floor of the book depository building. And here comes the president's limousine. As you see, right in front of the building, almost parks under Oswald's window. At this point, Oswald could take his rifle and drop it out the window, confident that he will hit somebody in that limousine. But does he? Does he fire? Oh, no. Being somewhat of a sport, Oswald waits until the car speeds into the distance. And then Oswald fires the first shot, and the bullet hits the president in the back of the neck, leaving behind a hole in his jacket 6 inches below his shoulder, leaving behind a hole in his shirt 6 inches below his shoulder, and leaving behind a hole in his back 6 inches below the shoulder. The bullet then exits from the president's throat, leaving behind a small wound of entrance.
More new evidence has come from the National Archives in Washington, where under the new Freedom of Information Act, some hitherto secret transcripts of the Warren Commission have now come to light. And one of those transcripts shows a commission lawyer concerned about suppressing what he calls a dirty rumor, suggesting that Lee Harvey Oswald had had close contacts with the FBI. Another report says that top FBI officials deliberately destroyed a threatening letter Oswald sent to the FBI in Dallas about 10 days before the assassination. Also released this letter from J. Edgar Hoover, which reveals for the first time that Jack Ruby, who killed Oswald, was an FBI informer. All of which, says Mark Lane, is evidence of a cover-up of Watergate-style proportion.
What would you call it? 20% of the evidence of the files about the assassination of John Kennedy today are locked away in the vaults of the FBI, the CIA, or in the National Archives. Senator Church can't see that evidence. Right. President Ford can, but he hasn't shown any indication to look at it.
And so is it your position that the cover-up is at long last, Watergate-style, about to break open?
I think so, yes.
This man, Senator Schweiker from Pennsylvania, a member of the current CIA-FBI hearings in Washington, believes the new evidence warrants a new inquiry, and he's asked for that. But there are many other people here, including President Ford, who was a member of the original Warren Commission, who believed that the new evidence does not warrant a reopening of the inquiry. And so at this stage, it is by no means certain that the case of the death of John F. Kennedy is going to be officially reopened. Michael Brunson, News at 10, Washington.